Hey guys, Gabe here. This is another video I wanted to share with you guys. In my last video, I talked a little bit about I talked about a little bit about respect and like the things that you have to have for your foundation to be in harmonious union with your twin flame. And I felt called to go a little deeper into that. And, I even like pulled out the book, Twin Flames Finding Your Ultimate Lover. Get your copy on Amazon or get it like on Kindle. It's a fantabulous book, and it's like you're always going to go back and like find something deeper and more juicy with it. Every time I read it, like I take away something deeper because I've evolved and I've gone deeper in my journey, so I understand it on a deeper level. So you will never quit learning from this book, I promise you. And so I talked a little bit about like respect in the last video. You're worthy of your twin flame, but it's actually the 8 essential principles is what the book talks about. And it talks about them being honesty, trust, commitment, persistence, compassion, unconditional love, forgiveness, and respect. And I just wanted to talk about like, like my take on these, because it's something that I've been called to like cultivate deeper within myself, and something that I felt like, I needed to apply towards myself as well. So just going in order here, like honesty is so important on your twin flame journeys. Like I learned a lot just being in my union that like you really have to be honest, not only with yourself, but your twin flame. If if you feel like you're not ready for something, if you feel like you're not ready to take a step, if you feel like you're emotionally not somewhere that you need to be yet, it's safe to be honest about it. And a lot of times that's how you move forward on your journey, is to just be honest about where you're at. You don't serve anybody or anything by denying how you feel, denying like any part of yourself. And it may make your partner, your twin flame, upset or something like that, but ultimately you're not responsible for their upsets. You're not responsible for anything that like isn't like upsetting you, isn't like and that's not to say if you're numbed out to something, like you could very well be numbed out to something, but if you are peaceful and you're just like, this is where I'm at with it, it's okay to be honest with yourself. And that's how you build a strong like foundation with your twin flame, is to be honest to them. Don't try to play games. Don't try to like hide how you feel because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Like that doesn't work. That works in soulmate stuff. That's how you like hide shit and, find out one of you's in terrible, debt and has like all this stuff. I'm thinking of like Lily and Marshall from How I Met Your Mother. Now she like hid the terrible credit card debt, but like you hide secrets, and then like you build up resentment because you're not sharing your true self with them, and because they're you, they resent you for not sharing with them, and vice versa. So you have to keep in mind that your twin flame is literally you. So it's safe to be honest with them and just like roll with that. Like even if you end up in a fight with your twin flame, or you go through a period of separation or whatever it is that's happening in your union right now, like it's safe to be open and honest with yourself about where you're at, what's going on, and love yourself for it. The next one is trust, and that's a big one. It's like trust yourself, trust your twin flame, trust God ultimately, because if you don't trust yourself, then how is your twin flame going to trust you? They're going to reflect the fact that you don't trust yourself. And there can be levels and layers to this. Something that I'm learning now is like going deeper and trusting my intuition. And it's been, a process of like learning like what's my intuition versus what's me second guessing myself, thinking that something is ego when it's not. And like trusting yourself and trusting your intuition isn't about being right all the time. I think that's something that people get caught up on, because that's definitely something that I got caught up on, early in my journey and learning how to trust my intuition. Um, it's not about being right. It's just about trusting yourself to go through the experience, trusting like, you know, I don't know if this is right or not, but I'm going to trust myself. And you go through that whole experience. And if you were wrong, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't trust yourself. Like, oh, I was wrong. I can't trust myself. It just means that, hey, like, okay, I had this feeling. This is what it felt like. And this is where it led me. So maybe like you learned something about yourself there. And you built that trust of like, hey, like, even if it leads to something that I didn't want, I trusted myself enough to follow my guidance. You're just building a relationship with yourself. You can think about it as like, there are people in your life, your family, people that you trust that maybe have given you some advice that didn't work quite pan out. Did you just not trust them ever again because the advice they gave you didn't quite pan out? Or did you say like, like they gave me good advice, I did the best I could, and this is how it turned out. That's how you should treat yourself, is know that like, hey, like this is the advice that I had. It led me into a direction that, maybe it didn't get the result that I wanted, but you learn to trust yourself. You learn like, hey, like, all right, I learned something from this. The point is learning. It's always learning and growth in this journey. And, you learn how to build that relationship with yourself of, I'm just going to go for it. And it's, yeah, like I'm learning this myself. It's just like, you go deeper and deeper in trusting yourself as you follow your guidance, follow your intuition, get feedback from the universe. Say like, nope, that's not what I wanted. Guess I need to make a new choice here. Oh, maybe that felt bad. Maybe I shouldn't do that. And it's just a learning process. You're not going to be punished. God doesn't punish. You just say like, okay, try again. You have infinite ability to make a new choice. And that's something that literally like brings me to tears sometimes, with like when I realize how like compassionate and forgiving God is, because God only sees you as his perfect child. And the same is true for your twin flame journey, because you can't mess up with yourself. Like, even if you have treated yourself badly for years, lifetimes, you can always make a new choice and begin treating yourself better and forgive yourself. So yeah, you can build that trust. The third one was commitment. And yeah, like there's a lot of people out there who like want their twin flame to commit to them when they're not committed to taking care of themselves. If you are just committed to just your twin flame, I'm committed to my twin flame, but I won't commit to myself. You've got it backwards. You have to commit to yourself and commit to your twin flame. Like, if you're not committing to yourself first, you're not committing to God first, you're not committing to that relationship with yourself, then your twin flame can't possibly commit to you, because they're just going to reflect that again. And so like, what does it mean to commit to yourself? Well, if you know that like you like certain things, you have core values, get clear on those, because that's another way you tell who your twin flame is that they match your core values. If you value taking care of yourself, you value like being active, and you don't honor that about yourself, that's not committing to yourself. And that's not to say like, I value being active and I haven't gone running for, X amount of years or, days or whatever, that you suddenly beat yourself up and you try to run a marathon to make up for it. No, you can passionately like say, you know what, I'm going to commit to, going for a walk, maybe just 5 minutes every day. I'll walk around the building or I'll walk outside and do whatever, XYZ. Like, start small, start something that's manageable, low hanging fruit, and that'll help you like move forward on your journey. Instead of like beating yourself up and feeling bad, you can just say, you know what, I haven't been aligning with what is good for me. I need to commit to myself, and I'm going to, make small adjustments every day that are doable. And if I mess up, I'm just going to forgive myself and keep committing to it. Commit to the journey. And that goes along with the next one is persistence. And this is something that I recognized the other day that I have like a lot of, and I'm actually like really um, like proud of myself in this, is that I am very persistent. I don't give up very easily. There is a part of me that like when things get hard, like there's a tendency to want to like give up, but I do know that like I've seen myself throughout the years like get to that point and still like keep going. You know, you have to just be willing to pick yourself up and keep going. It's like the old saying is like fall down 6 times, get up seven, or something like that. It's and it's true. You just have to like keep going. Um, you know, you may fail a lot. You may make the same mistake over and over and over again, but eventually you will get it. If you choose to learn, if you choose to grow, you will get it. It's just having that persistence and not giving up on yourself. It goes hand in hand with commitment because, you keep going, you commit to yourself, and then that builds your trust. And, it's just like this is how you literally like lay the foundation down to have a good relationship with God, have a good relationship with yourself, have a good relationship with your twin flame. And then the next one is compassion, because when you fall down on this journey, when you have those setbacks, when you have something that doesn't quite go your way, you can't control the situation. You just have to have compassion for yourself. You made the wrong choice, okay? You're always choosing. Like, you can choose again. You can say, like, nope, this didn't get me what I want. I want my twin flame. I want peace. I want, safety. I want my abundance. I want whatever it is that you're desiring. Make a new choice. I choose to change. And you can have that for yourself. You're a powerful child of God and you can have it. Even if you feel like in the moment, like nothing seems to be changing, just choose it and allow God to show you. Allow God to guide you in the appropriate way, because God is always guiding you, even if you think He's not. He is. And you can choose to just follow that guidance as best you can, and you'll be led compassionately throughout your journey. The next one is unconditional love, and I think a lot of people like already know this about the journey, is that you need to have unconditional love for your twin flame, and sometimes that can feel really challenging. When let me grab my water real quick, guys. Sometimes that might feel really challenging, especially like, again, it goes hand in hand with compassion, but it can feel really challenging to like have unconditional love for someone if they're like doing something crazy, or they're, going off on you, or they're calling you names, they're projecting something onto you. It can feel really hard to pick yourself up and say, like, have the spiritual maturity to like see what's happening, do the mirror exercise, love yourself, realize that, your twin flame is going through whatever they're going through, you're going through whatever you're going through, and like stand by them through it all, like, no matter what happens. And something that they Jeff and Shaleia talk about in this book is about like, recognizing that your twin flame is you, recognizing that your twin flame has to go through what they're going through, and they're always loving you no matter what. Like, you have to have that unconditional love of, nothing affects you. None of what they're doing has any like effect on you whatsoever. And that's something that's like, it's a process of learning, because, the outside will tell you that your world is crumbling. The outside will tell you that you should care about like, someone else's choice and how like they're gonna affect you, or they're gonna tear you down. And that's not true. Like you love your twin flame no matter what's happening. You love yourself no matter what's happening. And like that will get you through, because love is the only thing that's real. Like the illusion, ego is going to scream real loud. It's going to try to convince you that love isn't real. and that this fairy tale isn't real, and like, and you just have to know and have faith that, the love is real, even if you can't see it in that moment. Even if you're super upset, you just commit to loving your twin flame and commit to loving yourself. Um, yeah. The next one is forgiveness. And like that one, like I, uh, it's like you have to be able to forgive. Holding on to grudges, like literally only poisons you. It doesn't hurt the other person. It doesn't hurt your twin flame. It just hurts you. And like you have to be willing to have that radical forgiveness, radical self-acceptance, radical acceptance of your twin flame. You forgive them for whatever it is they've supposedly done to you, because really what it is they're reflecting you. They're you. So anything that's happening, they're reflecting you. And that doesn't mean feel bad. That doesn't mean, beat yourself up or dig around and find every single upset. It just means let it go. Just let it go. Like it didn't happen. Of Course in Miracles talks about this too, of like, forgiveness is realizing that what you thought you did or what your brother did against you hasn't occurred. Like there is really no sin. Sin is just missing the mark. It's a lack of love, and you can repair that with love. You can just realize that it didn't happen. You're both children of God. Only love is real, and like just forgive. And like really, if you approach things from a place of like radical forgiveness, you will you'll see a lot of like change in your life, because you're forgiving yourself, you're forgiving others. And that does not mean that you do not have boundaries. That does not mean that you allow everyone to walk all over you, because I'm just going to forgive everything that everyone does. So you still have to have boundaries, emotional boundaries, physical boundaries sometimes, energetic boundaries. You set those boundaries of like, I will not be disrespected, but you still can forgive them. You don't hold on to the grudge. You're like, I forgive you, I love you, but here's the boundary, because this is what's healthy for the relationship. And that's okay. That's okay. That's how you have healthy relationships. And if someone heals, and maybe that boundary changes, but you go with the flow with that. Sometimes people will change, sometimes people will grow, and you just have to be open to going where the relationship goes. And if there is no relationship there, you honor that. And if there's a relationship growing, you honor that. Like whatever it is, honor where the relationship is now. And just forgive, because again, it's just you holding a grudge against yourself. And then the last one was respect. And I talked about this in my last video with being worthy, but you really have to respect your twin flame. You respect their choices, you respect what they're going through, you respect their experience. You don't have to accept it as yours. You don't have to accept that as the truth. You don't have to accept that as like what is your reality, but you do have to accept that that's what they're going through. That's what what is happening for them. That is what's respect their choices, respect their sovereignty, respect their respect them. And then that means respecting yourself. Honor what you believe. Hold on to, like, honor your truth. Honor your, boundaries and commitments and things that are important to you. And yeah, like that's how you have a really healthy relationship with yourself and your twin flame, and God, because, you have to have those things in order to really like stay in a stable, healthy, mature relationship. And it's okay if you're not there yet. It's okay if, you know, you're still working on these like pillars, these elements of your foundation. If you're not like currently with your twin flame, like that means that there's probably something for you to heal and work through for you to be with them. And it's always just a choice to be with them, but it's okay to like admit if you're not ready. And if you're not ready, you know, and you want to be, make that choice to be ready and allow God to show you where you go from here. Allow God to show you like what you know, you need to heal and clear to get there. And you don't have to bulldoze your way through. You just take it one step at a time and you will inevitably end up there. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. If you'd like to work with me, I am a certified ascension coach with Twin Flames Universe. You can find my services at sacredtwinflameunion.com. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.